This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
It's Monday, May 4th, and this is your Barbados Today evening update. So glad you can join us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Our top story, the tipping fee dispute between government and waste haulers has been resolved. Interim chairman of the group, Anderson Sherry, tells Barbados Today that Environment Minister Dr. Dennis Lowe this afternoon assured operators that their concerns over the $24 fee per ton of garbage will be addressed. This after the haulers who refused to buy any tickets for the levy, which came into effect today, staged a protest outside the recycling center in Falkloos, St. Thomas, this morning.
The government is asking us, one, to give us our drivers at least between $1,000 to $2,000 of walking around money every day in the form of tickets, which brings a safety issue to our drivers, and which they are not prepared to do. That's one of the concerns. The other concern is the cumulative weight. They're asking to pay a ton or part thereof. And we're asking that they could cumulate the weight and they pay one fee at the end of the week, the end of the month, or whatever they decide.
Sherry, who is also managing director of Jose Liquid and Solids Management, Inc., revealed that Dr. Lowe agreed to apply a 30 to 90-day window in which to act on their concerns and arrange a follow-up meeting. In the meantime, Sherry says the operators will buy tickets and put their own measures in place on the basis that the minister will honor his word. In other news, Prime Minister Frondell Stewart says there's no need for despair. This after the International Monetary Fund projected growth for Barbados of 0.8% for this year. The Washington-based institution also projected that the country will see 1.4% economic growth for 2016. The prediction comes on the heels of the central bank's forecast that the country will post growth between 1.5 and 2% in 2015. But the Prime Minister told reporters this morning while he had not seen the report, Barbados continues to work its way back to robust growth.
I don't think that Barbados have anything to be ashamed about. We know that we've been going through some challenges and that we have to try and work our way back to where we want to be, and that we are doing, and I don't think that there's any need for despair. There was a time when no growth was being predicted. If growth is being predicted now, it means that we're doing something right, and we're doing something right in the context of very difficult global circumstances. The circumstances have not improved significantly, and we just have to continue to work our way through.
The newly introduced tax on assets is taking a huge chunk out of the profits of the Barbados Public Workers Credit Union. So says President Steve Bell, who revealed that members now had to face a reduction in benefits owing to the levy. He made the comments during a church service to mark the start of activities to celebrate the union's 45th anniversary.
The tax that was introduced, it did affect our bottom line. Of course, we did pay over $1.8 million in asset tax, and of course that would have gone to our bottom line, which obviously would have been a benefit to our members. So that in itself has had an impact. Obviously, in terms of our surplus, it would have been less by that amount.
Two men who were injured during last month's high-speed police chase that spanned two communities have been remanded to prison for murder. 22-year-old Antonio Joseph, who has no fixed address, and 27-year-old Lorden Charles of Powder Road, Bankhall, St. Michael, are jointly charged with the shooting death of David Miller. Miller of Vaughan's Land, No. 1, died from gunshot wounds to his upper body on April 16. The two, who appeared in the Whole Town Magistrates Court today, were also charged with a number of serious offences, including the illegal use of a firearm, possession of a .40 caliber pistol, a 9mm pistol, and 60 rounds of ammunition which were recovered when the vehicle in which they were traveling overturned at Benny Hall, St. Peter. They will return to District F, a magistrate's court, on May 22.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
To regional happenings, St. Lucia police are investigating the death of an American doctor who died after making the trek up the world-famous Pitons yesterday. According to reports, 31-year-old Dr. Samika Harris Edwin, who was accompanied by her St. Lucia-born husband, Dr. Micah Edwin, experienced difficulties during the trip. He had tried to assist her, but she died later. Further afield, Britain's Conservatives and Labour parties today launched their final bid to woo voters ahead of this week's general election. Conservative Prime Minister David Cameron and Labour opposition leader Ed Miliband kicked off their final 3 days of campaigning with stark messages to voters about the choice they face. The polls show that the two main parties are neck to neck and unlikely to win a majority.
Let's compare the records. I'm not saying we've solved every problem in our country, of course we haven't. But over these last 5 years, we've worked with the British people through a long-term plan that's made a big difference. We had no growth. We've now got the fastest growth of any major economy in the Western world. We had mass unemployment. We've got 2 million people back to work. We had the biggest budget deficit almost anywhere in the world. We've cut it in half. That's our record. Now let us remember their record. You remember what happened in the Great Crash? You remember what they did? They spent all the money, they put up the taxes.
We have a government that has overseen a creeping privatisation, with precious NHS resources wasted on accountants and competition lawyers. And friends, here's the worst thing of all. David Cameron calls it a success. It isn't a success. It's a disgrace. His record is a disgrace, and on Thursday, with your help, this Labour Party will rescue our National Health Service.
And that's our evening updates, but we'll be back again tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 on 9TV and Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. To have a wonderful evening.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? #sexy.